Welcome everyone to how to convert more of your consultations. As many of you know, I'm Dr. Mike Renzulli. We have a book that's about to be released. It's going to be extremely helpful to you. It's going to be a guide, a complete guide on your anti-aging and aesthetic marketing. And the other slant of it is two versions of the book. The other one is weight loss and utilizing your lipolite, a complete marketing guide. So I promise you, if you listen to the information that is in this presentation today, it'll just generate a lot more cash. You can take it to the bank. What I have to tell you is this: these are proven strategies, techniques, and tips. These are proven. So to the degree that you can put it in your mind that you're going to implement these strategies, if you take this to heart, take very good notes, and at the end, when you make either a positive comment to our Facebook page at facebook.com/LipoLitePro, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version, the tips on the strategies, all in a very short, condensed version. Okay, it'll be very well designed. It'll really help you. What I can say is this: take very good notes, make a decision that you can not only just going to listen to the information, but you're also going to really implement them immediately. Now, what you're going to discover is this: you're going to discover two tipping points that any prospective patient immediately will trust you and see you as the authority. Simple closing phrases to get your clients to say yes. How to handle objections, like I think I need to think about that, or I want to speak to my husband. How to handle these things. Any mistakes that lead to your patient coordinators when you're discussing anything. Mistakes to avoid, things to do right, things not to do. I want to welcome all of you. I see a lot of you still coming in as we speak from all over the country, everywhere from southern Florida to northern Oregon. I had to see Dr. Abir from Maine all the way down to Southern California. So welcome everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to serve you. I promise you this information is extremely valuable to you. Just take it to heart. With no further ado, let me just expand and let you see exactly. Let's just get going. There's something that you need to understand here. Anytime you may have seen some of this information, or maybe not, but anytime you think of the word no, K-N-O-W, and you think you know that, just know this. To the degree that you may know this, if you're not truly implementing, these are tried, proven techniques and strategies. So if you think you know it, maybe you haven't really made a decision to really implement it. These ideas are to get your patients to a yes. I'm going to give you the tools, the scripting, the strategies to make your life easier, to make it more fulfilling, as well as more productive. So the idea is to get everyone to a yes. Let me tell you something. If you are a patient coordinator and you're putting a lot of energy and it costs a lot of money for these consults to show up, to do the marketing, and it's not coming through, with these tools that you're about to learn, you're going to feel a lot more fulfilled. If you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, or I don't know if I can do this. Yes, you can. You just need a strategy. Instead of just winging it, I'm going to give you tools to really, you need a system here. You need a strategy, because if you don't get really good at this, it's just going to be frustrating. You're going to burn out. It's not going to be worth anything to you. So you're going to have more clarity about the patient consultation process, and then I'll make you more comfortable bonding with the patient and building that comfortable reason to say yes to you, okay? So this is a win-win for you. Your job, number one, first and foremost, is to bond with the patient. You should see yourself as an emotional attractor to the degree that you can bond with your patient first and foremost. This process, what you must understand is this is an emotional process, period, the end. There's times have changed, people are shopping around, certainly with all the Obamacare mess, there's more and more competition in the cosmetic type of industry. However, it is burgeoning, expanding business. But the point is these are skills. Your number one skill, you must understand that this is a bonding process. It's as I just mentioned, it's a skill. So if you don't think that you're quite cut out for it, you just don't have the strategy. The good news is this. You're going to start with the psychology of these kinds of patients. What are they really buying? What is really going on? What's happening is they're buying, what I've discovered is they're doing a cost-benefit analysis in their heads to decide if what you're offering them is really worth the money, if it's worth their time, if it's worth their effort. So what they're really saying to you is, I want to stay competitive in the marketplace. I want to look as good as I feel. I'm newly single and I want to start over, or I'm attending a class reunion. Just to know that it goes a lot deeper than that, okay? What they're really saying is they want to buy prestige and happiness and love. So they're not just saying, hey, I want to go to that reunion. What they're really saying is, you know what? That guy who dumped me when I was back in high school, I want to make him squirm. That person or my ex-husband, I just want to make him, tie him up. And I want him to feel emotionally like this is what he's missing. So it goes a lot deeper. And to the degree that you can immediately, think about it, when you're going to some kind of uncomfortable new experience for yourself, it's very uncomfortable. Think about, say you're going to, I don't know, your accountant or to an attorney. It's very uncomfortable, right? So to the degree that you can immediately, that very first instance, you put them right at ease. These patients, they have emotional needs. They want to feel respected. They want to feel understood. By being skillful, by being an emotional detective and really letting them know, you know what, you're in the right place. I'm here for you and I want them. The bottom line is they want to feel, not only look better, but they want to feel better. They have emotional needs. They're buying hope. They're buying happiness. Think about that. Don't even get into the whole technical thing. If there's one thing you can understand out of this, think that they're buying hope and happiness. Speak to that portion of that patient's mind and body, for that matter. Think of that more than anything. So how does you communicate that with your words. You communicate that with your eyes. Let them know, you're in the right place. That's the key, fundamental, underlying. You don't try to overcome somebody's objections at the end. This all happens at the beginning. It happens at the very beginning. They hope that they're going to get a good result and that they'll be happier. So your job is to let these patients know what's the right practices of them and that you can give them these feelings of hope and happiness. Okay? It's an emotional game we're playing in the aesthetic patients. They want and demand to be heard. They want to be treated respectfully. This industry is all about feelings, guys. Think about it. These people want to change something about themselves. They're hoping something to be fixed or repaired or enhanced, right? They feel vulnerable. So to the degree that you can let them know, you know what? I get it. I've been there. Let them truly connect on a sincere, genuine person, to see the patient as a person first. Get them to start talking about the things that they like. Think about it, you're with a friend. You're just sharing things. Hey, this just happened to me. Where are you from? Try to find things in common. And then you can delve more deeper into, be curious about them. So people want to avoid making a mistake. This is an emotional decision, but they justify it with logic. Connect with them, give them that hope and happiness, and let them know that this is the right place for that. That this doctor or this whatever facility you have, the owner here is very well trained and educated, and we have done 1,525 procedures or whatever number it is that makes sense to you, that is appropriate for you. We have a lot of experience. These people, they want a verbal cheerleading. They want to be reassured that they're in the right place. People don't want to make a mistake. You know, one of the basic rules of human psychology is people would rather not make mistakes. People take action to avoid pain, which is making a mistake, than to have a positive, pleasurable outcome. People are more active. They take much more massive action to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. So number one is they don't want to make a mistake. So you have to immediately, it comes from the very, very, very first moment. That first impression means absolutely everything. Make believe that you're greeting somebody in your living room. You're like, this is a quality person. See them as a person first and foremost, and it'll transmit to them. Okay, people will make decisions based on their past prejudices or their habits or their past experiences much more than their factual knowledge. So, you know, think about it. The patient takes only a split second to make a decision, but with the whole decision-making process is what's important. So here's the pearl. Too many practices is trying to take a 0 to 60 approach to new patients. It's just too fast. Okay? The decision-making process is what we need to focus on. Focus on the ability, on the approach. It's not just something you want to first and foremost let them unfold into the decision-making process. A lot of people, you know, depending on the cost of your procedure, but if you're bundling in other levels of services and it's a big ticket item, what you need to understand is it's a process. That decision making, it doesn't just, don't try to wham jam, thank you ma'am. This is a process. It's most people don't sign up typically for expensive procedures in an hour or less. It's not how people are wired. They need to feel they know you. See, they need to feel they're comfortable with you before they decide to spend the money with you. So they ease into the decision. Now, the best way for like a patient care coordinator, and that's who really this particular lecture, this particular training is designed for, a patient coordinator. We have a whole separate one for the physician. But your goal is to build up your doc in the practice of the doc and the practice in the eyes of the prospective patient, so they're more open and trusting of the doctor and the recommendation. So you need to set the stage properly with the patient. They'll be much more likely to come to decision. Okay? So you want to get them to the yes instead of saying, "I'll think about it." You need to. The first thing you need to understand is you personally, patient care coordinators, you need to upgrade your own attitude. These patients, if you have any kind of negativity in your own head, get rid of it. This is not the time. Be the professional that you've been supposed to be. Be the professional that you know you can be. Upgrade and that starts with number one, your mental attitude. Put your mind in the right place. Think about it. You have a situation in your life, you want to be healthy. So that's the privileged position that you're in. Upgrade your mentality. Put your head. People can smell negativity and indifference a mile away, and it's a major turnoff. Okay, so make sure you're in the right role and playing your A game whenever you're interacting with these kinds of patients. Be upbeat and positive, and you will see a difference in how the patients react to you. And that's the truth. Have an expectation that, of course, they're going to do this. The consultation starts with a consultation call with a new patient who has, you know, they schedule a consultation. So one of the key things you let them know is that you're sending them out a new pre-information as well as a patient form. So go the extra step to complete as much of it before they even come in the door. Okay? So you're going to go over things like this during the consultation. This pre-consultation call is number one, you're going to be like, explain to them the things that they need to prepare. Be on time, and we'll be on time for you as well. One of the things that turns new patients off is having them wait. If you have them wait, you're going to hurt every other step in your process. Tell them it'll be about an hour because you don't want them rushing out. Tell them what happens step by step in a consultation so they get excited about it, okay? Have them check their calendar and say, Sarah, This is a number of procedures, there's a number of days, it's a package of sessions, so bring your calendar. So should you decide to move forward, we can help you and make that happen for you. And you do want to talk about money, you do want to speak about money, you do want to speak about money. Obviously, you're not going to be speaking specifically about exactly, but basically you could be saying something to the effect of, well, Sarah, you know this procedure can run anywhere from $150 per session to 200, or whatever your particular market is. So I just want you to know that, so you can either pay for it in full with your credit card, or we can offer easy payment terms. We can talk more about that in the consultation. I just wanted to let you know that I'm here to make it happen for you, Sarah. So let them know, so there's no real, give them, don't be afraid of it, but certainly let them know we offer easy payment terms. You can take care of that either by credit card or the easy payment terms, and that you're here to make it happen for them. Tell them that feel free to bring a spouse or a friend, whoever is supporting them in this decision. This way they can get their own questions asked. So this is going to cut off, and you're going to nip it in the bud later on during the closing, when they're going to say, well, I got to talk to my husband. Well, I got to think about it. To the degree that people can feel like they know you ahead of time is to the degree that you're going to just obliterate those kinds of objections. They'll feel much more likely prone to decide because you've taken away their objections up front, and that starts with the phone call. This way you're not blindsided at all, okay? When people say, oh, I got to check my calendar, well, you already told them ahead of time to bring that calendar with them. Or people say, I can't afford this. You're going to give them a basic fundamental idea. And if somebody says, well, people simply want to be reassured that you're competitive. Remember, people don't want to make a mistake, right? So they just want to be reassured that you're competitive. Well, how much is it? Well, we have our normal fee is $150 per session. This is we offer that's a very competitive rate. Plus, our doctor does this and this that nobody else does. So we are people just want to, again, remember, they don't want to make sure they're not making a mistake. They don't want to get taken advantage of or ripped off. So they just want to know that you're in line with what's appropriate and that you're going above and beyond that. Now, one of the key things you must do to let people know you before they even come in the door is to give them information. You can send them, and depending on the cost and the value of your procedure, you can send them a welcome package. Okay? Now, you can call this like a shock and awe package. So what this package is you can do it in a streamed PDF, which can be a link in the email that you send to them. Nothing that they're going to need to download, because that's a pain in the neck and people don't like that. Stream it all together in a one long PDF. Or if your value of your services are high enough, you want to mail these packages, the shock and awe packages, to them. It should be of high quality material, consisting of a welcome letter, consisting of handwritten comments. You want to personally handwrite some comments. You want to explain in each of your consultations what they expect when they spend time with you. Simple FAQs on the feature they're interested in. Patient testimonials who've had the procedure. Before and after results of the procedure. A practice brochure, a menu of services that they know you, so that you're offering. You want to have a menu of services and a really nice touch of maybe a gift of a sample of some kind of what you're offering. Maybe either, I don't know if you're offering skincare line or whatever it may be. You want to offer a sample, helpful resources for if you're doing weight loss, for instance, helpful resources that accompany and that can do it and can at the same time or afterwards as a follow-up to your series of procedures. So you want to make sure you have you want to put your energy, your focus, your investment up front. See, that's the problem. People need to feel like they know you. If they don't know you, they're not going to want to do business with you. People, you want to avoid big surprises. Now, you want to help them make a decision to move forward, right? So here's a creative way to position your physician. Okay? You want to have career highlights, and this is within your shock and awe package. Meet the doctor page, right? A PR and media coverage, maybe the doctor's experience. Well, by the way, this isn't necessarily even for physicians. If you're a med spa or whatever, you're a, you're a wellness studio, or maybe you don't even have a physician associated with your practice, you can still, these same principles apply. You want to position yourself of your credentials, the amount of skills you have. You want to put this package together, take the time to put this package together, all the training you have, all the PR that you may have, your experience, the owner's family, their hobbies, maybe a notes about your community pro bono work, the number of procedures that you guys have performed. What does this do? It turns the doc or the owner into a multifaceted human being, right? So the patient can better relate to and feels like it leads to trust and credibility. And the reason why you're bothering with this expense of this shock and awe welcome patch is very important. You can convert a much higher percentage of your leads, because it's not about the quantity of the leads, okay? It's about the quality that you convert to say yes. This is going to separate you, okay? It shows your professionalism. It decreases your no-shows. It stops the price shoppers. It stops them right in their track. Why is that? It's just they know that you're a real professional. You're putting a lot of time and effort up front. It tells them that you're taking your profession seriously, and you expect them to do the same. It helps the patient emotionally as well as logically, because an educated patient is much more likely to move forward. So let's talk about the initial visit. This is where you educate your patient in the reception area. The visitors, they should be treated like a special guest in your home and offered coffee or tea or water, as well as the bathroom, or educated further with a testimonial album up front, with the patient surveys, the notes, any rewards or accolades, emails thanking you for great results. You get a digital photo frame in your reception area, filled with like before and after photos of nice results they can expect from the procedure that you're offering. It shows off your expertise, right? Also show a photo album of the procedures. What I've discovered is the more before and afters in that photo album, the more they're going to see themselves in that particular demographics, the more they're going to be likely. The more the better with the before and afters. Now remember, this first impression when you're first meeting them in the reception area, it lasts a long, long time. It's absolutely invaluable. So make sure your very, very first impressions or everything. Come out and greet them with a friendly hello or handshake. Show them interest in the person. Give them a tour of your office so they feel comfortable with you. And you can walk by and point out your wall of fame. Now, your wall of fame should have like key pictures of the doctor with celebrities, peak pieces, pro bono works, anything that makes the patient feel like they know the doctor better. It's time to impress them in the exam room. So these celebrity pictures, the PR pieces, anything that can highlight your doctor, and you point it out. Framed patient letters. Make this happen. This is how you're going to have a much, much higher conversion rate. You impress them. You have all your degrees. You have a flat screen monitor. Perhaps that's going with the patient can watch a procedure of the video of the procedures going on. Patient testimonials on that monitor. Maybe even videos of the doctor welcoming the patient in his office and urging them to be comfortable, to be open, and to be just so you can come to a satisfactory conclusion together. Okay, it's the time for the patient, the coordinator, to sit there and bond with the visiting patient. Okay, this is the time right there in the consult room. The number one rule is to be interested then as a person. That is the number one rule. In a patient second. Think about how you start a new relationship, right? Or a friendship. You find some things in common. You share and they share. They're going to share a lot more with you if they think you're interested in them as a person. Get them talking about their favorite subject. Get them talking about what interests them, about their life. Use the intake form to comment on some of their responses. So maybe where they live, what their occupation is, what their family is. Listen to me carefully. Use their names. People, the most favorite word in the English language or in any language is the sound of their own name. So use their names. People love to hear the names. So don't abuse it, obviously. The point is to talk to them conversationally about their family, their work, their hobbies, and find out more commonalities, right? Let them feel connected to you as a friend. It put them at ease. It gets them talking. Now you're going to uncover the problem. You're going to say things like, Connie, what can I help you with today? Or, what's prompting you to do something about it now? Or, oh, I see your girlfriend had it done, and what was her experience like? Active listening is needed here, okay? While you're talking, you want to nod to them so they know you're listening carefully. You are trying to understand their reasons and the perceptions of what they want and why they want it. Let them talk. The more they are heard, the more they will feel connected to you, and the more that will lead to more trust and get you closer to a yes, right? You want to reassure them that they're in the right place, and you do that with the verbal cheerleading. Things like, Karen, this is one of the most popular procedures, and more than 2,000 women have had this done in this procedure in this office alone. Or, nationwide, there are 300,000 people doing this a year. Or kind of, you can come to the right place. Dr. Smith performed more than 1,500 of these procedures, so you'll be in great hands. They need verbal assurance. They need verbal cheering. It's a good time to show you understand by relating another person's story similar to the same patient. Did you ever read that book, Chicken Soup for the Soul? Well, the whole idea of that is stories. You should be relating this story, that story, this story, that story. You should be documenting your own stories and sharing stories of us. Very, very similar. Karen, that reminds me. You remind me of this person that had the same exact situation as you. And I know exactly how you feel because they felt the same way. And this is what they found. They found that after undergoing this lipo procedure, or after undergoing this anti-aging procedure, this is what they found. They found that it was very successful and they were very happy. So get skillful in collecting stories and go over in your mind anytime you see somebody else. Boom, that reminds me of this story. That reminds me of this story. It's almost like chicken soup for the the lipolite soul. You want to collect stories of very successful, positive outcomes and relate them to them. It helps them to know that you understand them, okay? It gets the patient to articulate and to visualize how their life will improve and how much better they'll feel after the procedure. Now that you have emotionally bonded to them, you're emotionally bonding that procedure to them and to you too. So you ask them questions like, listen carefully, how do you think your friends and family will react when they see the change in your life? Well, our patients tell us they're much more confident afterwards. Do you see that for yourself too? You should ask one or two of these questions, then sit back, zip your mouth, and let them talk. Even if there's silent pauses, or especially if there's silent pauses, because that means they're considering your questions and they're visualizing how they will feel after they have this procedure done, okay? Allow them to answer your questions completely. Now, it's going to be tempting to try to cut them off or interrupt them with your solution, but here's the deal. Here's the pearl. By qualifying them during this bonding process and not at the close, one of the reasons you have objections at the end of the consultation is because you didn't ask enough questions in the beginning. So asking questions is what gets them to open up and think it through. It also helps them understand where they are, helps them, it's a decision-making process. So you're cranking the wheels of the process by asking them these questions, asking them these powerful types of practical question was, you want to get them to think about the logistics. So you can have these. and assume they're going to do this. So, Mary, there's a series of sessions. Think about it in terms of your work schedule. What would work best for you? Think about the time. What time might work best for you if you were to decide to move forward, okay? You want to address these things now up front. This way you don't have to deal with that objection later on. Here's another one about finance. Connie, would you be interested in hearing about our payment plan options, or be using your own credit card? Or Sally, to save you some time, should I look into the patient easy payment plans while you're in with the doctor? I'll get to know your options when you come back. Okay, here's the deal. In today's competitive arena, you might as well know where you stand by asking additional questions like, hey, Sarah, have you talked to anybody else? What are you looking for when you have this kind of procedure done? How do you base your decisions with this? What's important to you when you're picking somebody to help you with your weight loss? What's important to you when you're making a decision like this? When you ask these questions, you need to sit back, zip it up, and let the patient talk again. If you bonded with them, they'll tell you a tremendous amount what's in their head, right? Now, everything you do, you want to inject your emotion into it. Let them talk about their feelings. When you want to talk to their emotions, remember the hope and the happiness. Remember, this is exactly, speak to this deeply. Communicate on this level. Don't get into the whole clinical aspect and get all hung up and, think you're all professional because you know all the details, because you're missing the boat. This whole business is about emotion. This industry is all about emotion. You want to solve their problem emotionally. Remember, this is about they want to look good and feel good because of some emotional need they have. So speak to that. When you're speaking to them about their situation, if they're communicating to you, well, this has been going on and this first happened a long time ago. What you could do is let them realize that this is not okay. Let them realize, like just yesterday, I was talking to this person. Actually, she's buying a lipo machine for herself. She's a real estate investor. Money's not an object, so she's buying this for herself. She's like, we were talking about her emotions. She's like, I deal with this problem emotionally every single day of my life. So how long, I asked her, how long has that been going on? And I let her realize, you know what, this is not okay. I say, what is it worth to be able to feel good about yourself? What is that worth? What is it worth to be able to maybe look your spouse in the eye and feel that sense of, this person wants you finally after a long period of time? Well, what is it worth? What is it going to feel like, Sarah, when you finally, so you want to initially let them realize they have a big problem, and then, of course, what is it going to be like when they finally solve that problem? How do you think it's going to impact your relationship? How do you think you're going to be able to look into the mirror and be able to feel good about yourself again, maybe for the first time in a long time? Okay? So you bond this process, you ask these key questions, you write this down in your notes, and then you want to have a mirror in there. You want to have a mirror, and you want them to feel. You want them to look at the problem area while you leave, and then the doctor comes in. You want them to know that you want them physically. You want to touch maybe their belly, right? So where's the problem area? Well, it's over here. You want to touch it, and you're going to say, you know what? We can handle this. We've done over 1,500 procedures, 1,527 procedures. You're going to have a good response with this. I know, because we have a lot of confidence. We have a lot of skill. We have a lot of experience. You're going to do well with this. Reassure them, almost as if you're a third-party technician. The doctor is very. Make it on the doctor. Put it on the doctor. The doctor is very good. You see this? I know he's going to be able to help you because I've seen this happen before, right? Another thing during this consultation at this time, you want to let them realize that they've failed in the past. So you mean to tell me you've been to Weight Watchers? You mean to tell me you've been through Jenny K? You've done this and this and this and this. It's almost like AA, right? You got to realize that this is bigger than yourself. This is more powerful than yourself. You got to realize they need something else. They need something that's beyond themselves, right? So you want to use words like our process, our methods, and this technology are unique. And because it's unique, you're going to get a result that nobody else can match. Our methods in this process are unique. Our methods, rather, in this technology are unique. And because it's unique, you're going to get results that no one else can match. So you want to let them know they failed in the past. They can't do it on their own. And it's okay. It really is okay. And you even use those words. I understand you failed in the past, and it's okay. It's not your fault. Those systems are not designed for success. It's okay. It's not your fault. This technology and our methods are unique, Mary. And because it's unique, you're going to get results that no one else can match. So the patient coordinator goes outside and communicates that she's going to have a hallway huddle with the doctor, communicating about the patient's hot buttons. You're gonna have a 1 to 10 range of how ready they are to move ahead. And the reason why this is so important, well, here's a story to elaborate this point. I was in an office where the patient coordinator was referred to by the hairstylists, and the hairstylists loved this particular doctor, this lipo doctor, and she told her he was the best. Now, the backstory was the prospective patient just learned through the grapevine that the husband was divorcing her. She wanted to use all of her credit card with the limit on it. She wanted to max it out and get as much face and body work done before the card was closed out. Now, don't you think that information would help the doctor know how to approach this woman during the consultation? Her hot buttons were very powerful, and she wasn't going to shop around. She just wanted this procedure to be done. So that's what the doctor would concentrate on during the consultation, right? It's not always about the money is the point. The patient consults with the doctor. I have an entire talk about that, but that's for another time and another training. But what happens, the doctor then returns to the patient care coordinator the patient care coordinator returns to wrap it up, okay? You're going to ask them questions and listen to the answers. Things like, Nicole, what did you think about Dr. Smith? Or did Dr. Smith answer all your questions? How are you feeling about all this, Karen? Remember, you want to get to you get any kind of negative vibe at all? Just go back to keep on asking questions. Okay? If you get any kind of negative vibe, just keep on. If there's a positive vibe and they're looking at you really engaged, then just continue. You're going to prepare your quote and print it out in a computer form versus the handwritten quote, and I'll tell you why. The patients are much less likely to negotiate with a computer-generated form than they are with your handwriting. While you're doing that, the patient should stay engaged, okay? They should be watching the patient testimonials as you're comparing your quote. They should be watching the patient testimonials, going through your before and after photos, as well as looking themselves in the mirror because it helps them stay focused on the problem they want to solve, right? Since you're going to be discussing numbers, now would be a good time to ask about your own money mindset, patient care coordinator. Let me tell you something. What I've discovered, it's not uncommon for the staff to get weird about the money. The staff gets weird. They often tense up when the numbers presented because they personally don't see themselves spending that kind of money on some kind of aesthetic rejuvenation. So let me give you a different perspective that will help, okay? Stop judging what patients are going to spend money on. Stop judging just because you personally wouldn't have that done. You know something? I personally just had an eye tuck, okay? On a personal. So I was in the doctor's office, and the patient care coordinator, the nurse, separate from the patient care coordinator, I'm like, why wouldn't anyone want to have this done if they could, right? Now, I got a good deal, but that's not the point. This nurse, she was like, well, I wouldn't, it's not worth that for me. So I was thinking in my brain, oh my God, I am so glad that this doctor does not have that nurse as the coordinator, because she doesn't see value in it. Well, the same thing. I'm here to alert you to check your own mental attitude about money, and don't judge people because just because it's important, just because it may or may not be important to you to see the value in spending money. Maybe you're thinking, well, I'd rather do this, I have my kids, I'd rather do that. Don't go there. You must know that it's important to that a person's financial. People want what they want. Okay, whether it's some people it's about having a car, other people it's about having maybe a satellite dish is their priority. Maybe for others it's looking great and feeling good about themselves. Just because you don't see value in it doesn't mean they don't. So keep that in mind. Now, when you present your quote, you want to give value again. You want to give value. So you want to reiterate all about the positioning the doctor. Our doctor, people love them. He's done over 1,525 procedures. This is our #1 procedure. You're in very good hands. Position him. He's been featured on this. He's studied over here. People like him, trust him. You're in very good hands here. So you want to speak to the patient client as if they're moving forward. In other words, you never ever ask, well, Sarah, do you want to do this? That's like a rookie kind of statement. What you want to do is you want to speak to them. Sarah, I know we have a busy schedule here. Let's get you going. I'm looking at a start date of either what works better for you, Tuesday or Thursday, or which would work better for you, morning or afternoon. In your brain, people, in your brain, think and speak and act as if they are moving forward. I am telling you, this is a secret. Expect them to. This one secret alone will increase your conversion rate. Expect them to. If you have any quiver, any sense of doubt or hesitancy, psychologically, people don't even, our brains and our neurology is so advanced, we can pick up on the smallest, slightest. We don't even understand why people want this. So in your brain, use alternative clauses, act as if. I don't care if you don't think it's even valuable, because in your brain, maybe you wouldn't spend that kind of money because maybe you're in a different position. But I want you to become like an Academy Award actor, and expect them to trick your brain into getting this desired result. Think about this. This is going to make you feel more satisfied. It's going to help the patient. It's going to make you look better in your own doctor's eyes, in your own self eyes, maybe your own spouse, because you're a professional, you're a skillful person. So these patients, they just need verbal cheerleading. Another way about the quote is, you want people to think they're getting a value. So you can have it on a computer. It's got to be a computer-generated form, and maybe you can stack the levels of services. Maybe they're getting vibration technology, maybe they're getting a physician-guided physical exam, then they're getting a professional nutritional assessment. Maybe it's going to include other nutritional supplementation. Maybe it's going to include your lipo session. So you want to build these different levels of packages. Maybe you're going to include a wrap or something like that. Or different anti-aging kinds of procedures. You want to build it and build it and build it. So now you're going to see on the individual price and then the package price. So you're going to have a package price for them. And then what you really want to do, people, just like when you go shopping for shoes, right? People want to feel like they're getting some kind of deal. They want to feel like they're getting some kind of. So you know what, Mary? Today is our spring special. Here's our Valentine's month special. You came in, so you're going to have that price, that computer generated quote. You're going to say, well, you know what? We're going to offer an additional 10% off. So you're going to take the computer generated quote, You're going to circle that number. You're going to cross it out and put the new number. Then you're going to see how they respond to that. And then you're going to say, you know what? I'll tell you what. I want to do something extra special. Let's take care of this paperwork. You know, I'm looking at our schedule. If we can do it at this time because we're so booked out over here, let's get you going. If we can squeeze you in now, we can get you. You know what? As I'm looking back at my own procedure that I had just done for my eye tuck, that the doctor's office did the same exact thing to me. Do you know what she said? She said, "This if it was the first thing is they scheduled. They had some kind of promo, so they crossed it out, and they said, you know what, Mike? The anesthesiologist, if we can book one more patient at this date over here at this time, then we're going to be able to give you an even better price." So you take the first number that you've already crossed out, you write the special number, then you're going to take that and cross it out again and put the second number. So you're going to feel like it's only for them, only because of this special circumstance, only because you were referred specifically from June, and she's my close. I promised her I would take special care of you. People want to feel like they're being. Everyone wants to feel like they're VIP. Everyone wants to feel like they're getting a special deal just for them that nobody else gets. You know what? Because of this time, we're very, very busy over here. We can squeeze it in right now. Let's take care of this paperwork and we'll move forward. So you're going to have this computer-generated price. You're going to find some reason, because it's a fall special, because it's spring, because today is Monday. There's a special deal going on right now. We're going to take that first number, cross it out, have the second number. You know what, Mary? You almost make it on the spot, almost impromptu. This is all going to be pre-laid out ahead of time. You're going to know your parameters of the dollars that you're working with ahead of time. Just for you, or because let's take care of this paperwork, and that's the word you want to use. That's the word paperwork, not like let's pay today or anything like. Let's just take care of this paperwork, and we're going to do an additional 10% right now. So then now you see people's eyes light up, and they're like, okay, I feel good about that. I can do that. Let's see. So you want to get them to buy it. You say, are you with me? Does it make sense to you? You want to get them to buy in. Tie downs. Make sense? So it makes sense. Let's do this. Use the words, let's do this. It's very powerful. If you guys really want to get into closing strategies and techniques, I really recommend two books. One of them is Grant Cardone's Closing. Grant Cardone, Cardone. Grant Cardone. This guy is phenomenal. He has like 100 closing strategies. It's just brilliant. Grant Cardone. The other one is I like The Secrets of Closing the Sales. If you want to be a real professional, let me tell you something. If your skillfulness in closing people, and again, closing is a skill to just help people get what they want. You want to ask for a decision. You do that. Now you've earned the right for a decision. You don't ever ask, do you want to do this or not? You always want to make it. You can maybe make another powerful close would be like a small decision close. Now, Mary, do you want to do this on a Thursday? Let's start. Do you want to start with on a Thursday or a Tuesday? If somebody ever says, let me think about it, just know in that moment that you haven't asked enough questions. There is something that they're just not, you haven't, there's some kind of objections that you haven't really uncovered. So you're going to say, you know what, I am absolutely convinced this is the right thing. So I really want to help you, Mary. What is it? Tell me. I want to help you. Let them they don't feel that either you or the doctor or this place is, when they say, let me think about it, just know they're walking out the door. They typically will not do it. That's just a nice way of saying no. So you really want it. There's several ways to approach that. If they're saying, let me think about it, either they feel that you don't understand them, they don't feel you care about them, or they feel that somehow So maybe you can start. There's several ways to approach this. You can say, I am absolutely convinced this is the right thing for you. So please just tell me, what is it that I may have missed? Or you can say something like, you know what, I'm really sorry that I didn't convey to you. I must have missed something, because I know this is exactly what I've seen. So many. Go back to your stories about this person and this person and this person. When you tell stories, by the way, that's an indirect way of overcoming people's objections. They're thinking objections in their brain. They just haven't related it to you. So a way of overcoming objections. So when they say, let me think about it. So you want to really let them know that you get it. Maybe, what I've even seen many times successfully is people say, I feel completely confident. I am very enthusiastic and insistent and confident that this is going to help you. So please help me understand. Is it the payment? Is it the money? Talk to me. Let them know. If you can look at them, this is where all the effort up front and bonding, this is where all the sense of putting that energy, the shock and awe, this is where really letting them know this is an emotional kind of speak again to their, go back and speak to their hot points. Oh, Mary, you just told me that you've been frustrated with this, that you had that horrible experience when you were a kid, and it's just that emotional negative feeling was just staying with you. You told me that, you really want to feel alive and sexy again for your own spouse, your own significant other. Help me understand, because I know we can help you. We've done 15 years. Speak about their hot buttons. They really want to feel reassured. That's all it is. Remember, people don't want to make mistakes. You're going to have a positive outcome. Look at me. I'm here for you. Look them in the eyes. Look at me. I'm here for you. We can make this happen for you. Remember, when you're doing an assumptive approach, let's see what the schedule looks like, because we have an idea when we can have this done. Completely assume. So I want you to strongly recommend that you role play. Get the book Grant Cardone, the Closer's Survival Guide is the name of it. There's 101 closes in role play. You want to always have money in your pocket. You be skillful at closing. You want to always be very high level at what you do. Take what I'm saying seriously. You can do this. Be a high level professional. Don't reject mediocrity. You can really learn in quality closes. A good sales, and you may not see yourself as sales. So change that perspective as well. You're here to communicate professionally, quality services. You're offering a valuable service. This is a very growing, expanding field. So be a professional. Be at your game. Decide you can be at a very, very high level. And if you think you are ready, step it up even more. I challenge you to take this, to study this. I just started my own meetup group, and the name of this meetup group is, I host my own meetup. It's called the ABC. Always be ABC. Always be closing for master sales skills mindset. So this is limited only to master proven closures. And what we're doing here is already 18 people. Of course, a whole bunch of them were disinvited, but we're going through role-playing all these master-level closers. So I'm challenging you guys. You want to feel more fulfilled? You want to be excellent, truly masterful at what you do? Learn the skillfulness of closing. So a choice approach, sorry, you're going to be in excellent hands. So this is also for surgery here. Cosmetic surgery. Dr. Smith is one of the most respected surgeons in the area, and he trains other physicians. Should we still go ahead and schedule? Obviously, a lot of us here are doing lipolite and non-invasive, but it's the same principles. This is the same principles, because we speak to now a lot of plastic surgeons are getting into the whole non-invasive scene. So sorry, people just want to feel like they're not making mistakes. You want to reassure them. You're going to be in excellent hands. He's one of the most respected doctors in the area, and he trains even other physicians on this procedure. Let's go ahead and schedule it. See, let's just go ahead and schedule it. Just completely expect it. Just be like squeeze. Almost imagine like a sponge. And now visualize squeezing out all the doubt in your brain. So when you're speaking from a place of power and authenticity and confidence. Let's just go ahead and do this. I'll get you in next Friday. Would you prefer to wait? Would you prefer to wait till next Tuesday? Which would work better for you? Reassure them. A, B, C. Always be closing. Go back to the close. Or go back to the close. Or another way you can say, you know, we're very popular. People want what they can't have. So we're booked out. You can't come in. You know what? Well, you typically booked out 3 to 4 weeks at a time. You look at the schedule. I see 2 dates that are still available. Are you interested? Okay, so an alternative approach. So Karen, you want to go with our 0% interest financing program, or do you want to use your own credit card? You want to start on Tuesday? You want to start on Thursday? The scarcity approach. The doctor is booked out. I'm looking at on the computer screen here. I see 2 cancellations that just came up. Remember, this is one of the most popular procedures. So I'll squeeze you in either this date or I got this date to start. Which works better for you? So you can use scarcity and alternative at the same time. The reassurance, you can combine these types of closes. You're in very good hands. We have done so many of these. And you give a specific number. We've done 537 of these. You're in very good hands. We are highly qualified. In fact, we teach other doctors nationally or locally or whatever. Whatever is appropriate, whatever is true. And if you guys haven't done that many procedures yet, just lend the strength on the technology itself. This technology is performed in over 525 offices in the United States alone. This is a global. People, I assure you, you're in the right hands. You're in the right place. If somebody has any kind of resistance, it's just a question. They need more information. No means, if the word no means please give me more information, I need more information. A skilled professional understands that. Number one, they're not saying no to you. They just need more information. So separate that out. If any kind of let me think about it, you need to really drill down to the core. So this is why I say to you, up front, the shock and awe, putting the energy and the investment up front is so critical. Your wall of fame, your professionalism in the office, there should be no doubt what goes on. The level of your books up front, your video, your before and afters, the amount of energy and effort and purpose, attention you pay to these details, it just obliterates any kind of resistance at the end. To the degree that you're professional and make them even ahead of time, so you knock down any potential where you get blindsided at the closing. Well, I don't have my schedule. You handle this. You're a professional. So really step your game up and act like them. So step up the game of the office. And this is massive, massive, massive cash here. So you don't want to lose out. These particular patients often come back again and again and again and again. If they're getting older, they're going to need these kinds of services again and again. So if they're not from you, guess what? They're going somewhere else. If somebody has any resistance, ask them more questions. You ask them by being curious about them. Honey, I can see you're hesitant. What is it? Maybe I can help. I want you guys to take this time and really role play this out. Be absolutely Academy Award actor and actresses with this. Be curious about them as a person. Do you like the idea? Do you like the idea of this? Reiterate to them, you failed this, 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 and this. Anyone who's really skillful at this, they're going to immediately synergize all this information, understand where their emotional hot points are, communicate that to them again, and then read them again. A, B, C. Just give them a story or two, then go back to the close. They have more resistance, ask a few more questions, give them another story or two about this patient and that patient, this patient. That's why these stories are so important. You should have a chicken soup with a liposol in your repertoire of information. It'll help you make these patients feel more secure. Is there anything else? Be bold. Be confident. You can be brimming with, positive expectation and knowing that you're here, that you're going to make a difference for them. So so somebody has an objection. So there's a technique called the feel, felt, found. Mary, I know exactly how you feel. So many of our patients have felt the same way you did. But what they found is that they loved the results and wish they had done it sooner. So learn this. Well, that's that's outside my budget. Well, just so you know, this is America. Everything in America, we're all outside our budget. So that's normal. Don't confuse a complaint with objection. So we're going to say, well, yeah, of course it's outside. I'm outside my budget too. So, and this is America. Sign here and here. Let's get going here. In other words, you just brush aside. That's not a real objection. But a way of handling a true objection is, I know exactly how you feel. So many of your patients have felt the same exact way you did. But what they found is that they felt so much more confident they couldn't put a price on it and they wish I had done it sooner. Make sense? Let's get going. I'm looking at this time slide here. You just go, when I say ABC, go back to the close. Handle the objection, close again. Be a professional. Be confident. You can go back to the close, stand up, put your big girl and boy pants on. You can do this. I'm telling you. Go back to the close. Handle the objection, go back to the close again. Be skillful. These are skills that will step your game up. I have to shop around. All they're saying is, when somebody's saying I have to shop around, they just want to be reassured that that you're competitive. So you tell them, we are highly competitive and we're giving you this and this that you're not going to find. You're fine. You're in the right place, okay? Let's do this. Sign here and here. When people say they want to shop around, just reassure them. Boom. Look it. You're not going to find this. Let me tell you something. This just happened to me. Somebody said the same thing to me just recently when I said, well, I need to check out and do my homework. Well, let me tell you, you're not going to find this. You're not going to find this. You're going to find that this is highly competitive. And that's the reality. Let's get going with this. And it worked. It was effective. So, Dr. X is cheaper. Well, Dr. Smith bases his price on his extensive years of skill and experience. He's performed over more than 500 times and even trained other doctors. I am confident you will get your results at this fair price. So learn this script right here. Well, Dr. Smith bases his prices on his extensive years of skills and experience with this procedure. He's performed over 550 times and has even trained other doctors with this. I'm very confident you're going to get the results that you want at a fair price. Or you can say, we have proprietary methods and technology that are completely unique. You go back to that. Well, these methods, our methods, I know Dr. Smith, and what I can tell you about I can know about Dr. X, and what I can tell you about the difference between Dr. X, our methods are proprietary and unique. And because they're unique, you're going to get results that he just can't match. We've done over 550 times, and we're highly trained specifically. We're experts at this. And you use that word. We're experts at this. And you also use the words, we're specialists at this. We don't just do this, this, and this, and this. We're specialists, and we're expert at this. And you're going to discover that there's a very fair price. So maybe for this, Dr. X is cheaper. You go back to the feel, felt, found. I know exactly how you feel. Other patients have felt the same way, but what they found is that the results was just much superior here, and this is a very fair price. Make sense? And that's what you're going to say. Make sense? So if you have to come down on price, you're better off trying to add something more versus trying to take something away. Okay? You want to add something in addition. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Dr. X over there, we're going to give you an additional 3-4 sessions. I'm going to give you more. So I'm going to give you, a fine light mask in addition. I'm going to give you 3 other sessions of, instead of coming down on your price, maintain your price integrity. You got to decide what kind of office you want. You want a high volume discount office, or you want to maintain price integrity, or you want something in between. So decide ahead of time. If you have to offer some kind of concession, you want to do it by first adding more value. I'm going to give you this and this. I'll tell you what. I want you. I like you. You know something that's very powerful about telling somebody that you like them? Mary, I like you, and I want you to be one of our patients as well. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to give you something special here. I'm going to add 2-3 more sessions over here. I'm going to add some more of this or that. Whatever goodies that you can come up with. I like you, Mary. I'm going to add this. Fair enough? Makes sense? Let's do this. Go back to the closing. ABC. Remember? Always be closing. Handle that situation. Go back and reclose. And reclose. Handle the objection. Tell a story. I know exactly how you feel. Mary over here had the same scenario. We took care of it. She was very happy with that. How's Tuesday for you? So recap here. You're building rapport. Very key. It starts immediately. It starts initially on the phone. You must exude that you care about these patients. If you're doing this only, if you're transitioning to an all-cash situation, you're getting out of the insurance deal, here's your golden nuggets here. This is what you need. Decide you're going to take this super seriously. This is not just, oh, let me just learn this, spend an hour and learn some stuff. No, you're going to take action on this. Take action. Take it seriously and watch your numbers go way up. You find the emotions. You guys are going to just think about all the positive emotions that people want to feel. We have that training on the 8 primal needs that patients have. They're actually hardwired into the primal limbic system portion of the brain. They're not psychological needs. They're biological needs because it's hardwired into their primal portion of their brain. Study that in our training vault. Position the doctor in the practice. Always speak up about them, even on the phone. They're talking, oh, you're going to love this doctor. Come on, we're going to help you. He's done over this number of procedures. He's highly respected nationally. He does lecturing, this, that. You always, even conversate, or especially conversationally, even in the hallway. Oh my God, everyone loves this doctor. He's really a kind, good person. He's excellent at what he does. Speak positively about the doctor or that main person in your office. Repeat what they want and give it to them. So you mean to tell me you want to lose this, this, and this, and this? Is that what you want? Okay. Obviously, you want to set their expectations. You don't want people's expectations to be out of sight of what is realistic, but you want to repeat what they want. Use the words. It's called trance words. Somebody says, I want to feel sexy. So that's their trance word. That's in their brain. That's what they're trying to achieve. Well, I want, it's just great karma being in this place. Use their trance word. Use their magic word that they want to experience. This is a place you're going to discover great karma here, Mary. Pay attention. Pay attention to the words people give you. Give them that powerful word again. What do you want to experience? I want to feel, I really just want to feel svelte and charismatic again. Well, what is it going to feel like to feel really charismatic and svelte again? Whatever words they give you. I want to feel desired again. Well, what is it going to feel like to feel desired again, Susan? So ask for a decision. You don't ask yes or no ever. You ask it in either several ways, an alternative decisions, or you can even ask for a minor decision. The minor decision is, now when you come here, you have to wear loose fitting clothing. Is that okay? You ask for a tiny, tiny little decision. And of course, you're assuming the bigger decision. You handle objections by asking more questions. Ask for a decision. Again, you always go back and handle the objection, give stories, come back, ask for it again. Check how you can improve yourself. So closing is simple asking a question to help patients make a decision. If all these steps are followed, decision is this is logical. The next logical step. Always leave the door open. Look, If now is not the time for you, I want you to really know that we're here for you. Timing is everything in life. And obviously, stay in contact with these patients. Always leave, never burn bridges. Yes, this is being recorded. Dr. Preston, who's Mr. Hollywood Grammys and Oscar, introducing you to all the Hollywood crowd out there. So this is going to be recorded. Do we have any specific questions as it relates to this? Not about any other thing, but as it relates to this. What I can tell you is this, guys. You want to have unlimited income? Take what I'm saying to heart. Learn. If you're on your game, you really want to be coached to this. I enjoy this kind of stuff a lot, as you can probably tell. Help people be really. We have so many very highly successful life providers. If you need to communicate to us, the website is michaelrenzulli.com. That's, our main website is LipoLite Pro, as you know. If you need to reach me directly, it's 212-518-8484. Again, 212-518-8484. The name of the author is Grant Cardone. I'll write it down here. Grant Cardone is phenomenal. Grant Cardone, his name, the book that you want to get, and I even have it on audio as well, is The Closer's Survival Guide. The Closer's Survival Guide. It's just, I don't have it right in front of me. So be on the lookout for these two books that are coming out. So this is what you get. In order to get the Cliff Notes version of this presentation, you have to go onto our website, the LipoLite Pro, the Facebook website, facebook.com/LipoLite Pro, and leave a positive comment. And you will receive a Cliff Notes version of this presentation, okay? It's awesome. It is really good. It's very well laid out. And it's even a lot more. That's a different book. The Sell or Be Sold. His book, Sell or Be Sold, is a different book, which is also very good. Thank you, Zarina. But start with the they're both, the reason, the idea of Sell or Be Sold. If somebody walks out the door, they just sold you. They sold you on their idea that their belief system was stronger than yours. You need to check your belief system. So we're having another quality training coming up in 2 weeks. It's really, I just thank you. If you have any questions, contact me. My cell number is 212-518-8484. If you have any other normal, standard types of customer service questions, you can contact our customer service line. Let me see where that number is. Zarina, do you have that customer service line by any chance? You think I would know something like that? 980-245-8363. 980-245-8363. But that's just LipoLite customer service. This is more strategic. So, wish you all lots of success. Thank you for your presence. Thank you, Dr. Tread. Yes. Well, yeah, just so you know, my background is we're the exclusive distributors for LipoLite in North America. So if you need a LipoLite machine, we're the person you need to speak to. It's the only, we have other distributors, but we're the master distributors here. So LipoLitePro.com. Yes, you asked me, am I an expert on the LipoLite program? Yes, to say the least. So, but contact us. We're here to help you. We'll make this happen for you. This is massive cash. If you don't have to be a doctor, but If you are a doctor, just so you know, you do not have to be a doctor to utilize Lipolite, but if you are a doctor and you are stuck with the whole mess with the Obamacare, we have this is serious cash, serious life. This is a serious lifeline, a massive way of helping somebody. It's non-invasive, easy breezy. For those of you who are not Lipolite providers, 212-518-8484. 8484. This is my personal cell number. We're based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you, Zarina. So if you go to the Facebook page and put a positive response, and we'll send you this information. We'll send you the Cliff Notes version, as well as the Cliff Notes version of this. So it'll be very powerful for you. Okay, guys. Thank you for your time. It's an honor and a privilege, and I really feel that and believe that. And so I look forward to seeing you guys again. God bless and have a good day.